Lisa Kudrow slams Friends and gets slammed by the fans for it. In a recent interview, Kudrow revealed that many of the writers on Friends were mostly men and that the environment could be surprisingly harsh, especially during live tapings when actors forgot lines. But the comment that really sent the internet into debate mode was her saying some writers would stay up late discussing their sexual fantasies about her co-stars Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox. She described parts of the writers' room culture as mean and uncomfortable. That immediately split people into two camps. One side said this was an important reality check. A lot of workplace behavior in the 90s that would be completely unacceptable today was treated as normal back then. Writers making inappropriate comments, actors getting publicly embarrassed during tapings, and a general deal-with-it culture were common across Hollywood. Fans defending Kudrow argued that talking honestly about such things doesn't necessarily mean she hates Friends. It just means nostalgia shouldn't erase reality. But the other side wasn't buying it. A lot of viewers felt this has become a pattern with older celebrities. Years after becoming rich and famous from a beloved show, they come back and criticize the same project that built their careers. Fans pointed out that Friends gave Kudrow global fame, financial security, and a career that lasted decades. To them, repeatedly highlighting the negative parts feels like attacking the very thing that made her iconic. Some also argued that every long-running show has difficult moments behind the scenes, and pulling old stories into modern outrage culture can make it feel bigger than it really was. That's why this story has gone so viral. It wasn't about what happened in the writer's room as such. It became a larger debate about how celebrities talk about legacy projects to build on rage-bait culture. Can you be honest about uncomfortable experiences without sounding ungrateful? Can fans separate loving a show from accepting that the workplace behind it wasn't perfect? That's the real conversation here. Next up, Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis reuniting has the internet asking questions again. Nothing gets celebrity gossip moving faster than exes being photographed together, and when those exes are Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis, people are going to zoom in on every frame like it's a crime documentary. The two were recently spotted together in Los Angeles during what looked like a relaxed outing involving their kids, and naturally, the internet immediately turned into a relationship investigation unit. Photos showed them talking, smiling, and looking far more comfortable than people expected, considering how messy their breakup became. Remember, this is not some quiet split from years ago. This is the same breakup that gave us custody drama, public headlines, and those infamous legal papers being served to Olivia while she was literally on stage at CinemaCon.
This is for me, right now? This is very mysterious. I'm gonna open it now because it feels like it's timely. Is this script? Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Then came the Harry Styles chapter, which made the entire relationship timeline even more public. So now, with Harry's engagement rumors floating around and Olivia being seen reconnecting with Jason, people are doing what they always do, trying to turn co-parenting into a romantic comeback story. Supporters of that theory say the chemistry in the photos looked obvious. They think enough time has passed, emotions have cooled, and sometimes people do find their way back to each other, especially when kids are involved. Hollywood is full of couples who broke up, regrouped, and somehow ended up back together. But plenty of others think people are reading way too much into basic adult behavior. The more realistic explanation is probably simple. They are co-parenting. They share 2 children, and being friendly in public should not be treated like a secret engagement announcement. In fact, many fans praised them for looking mature and peaceful after such a public split. That's where the divide is, where one side sees romance, the other sees responsible parenting. Neither Olivia nor Jason has suggested anything romantic. There are no statements, no hints, no public confirmation of anything beyond being present parents. But when famous exes smile at each other in public, the internet refuses to believe it means nothing. For our next one, Ray J says he's slept with 12,500 women, and the internet immediately grabbed a calculator. Some celebrity headlines make you curious, some make you concerned, and some make you stare at the screen and ask, Why would you say that out loud? This one falls firmly into category 3. Ray J recently claimed that he has slept with 12,500 women. Yes, 12,500. This is not a typo. It's a number he actually said publicly, and the internet reacted exactly how you'd expect, by doing math. People immediately started calculating how many years of active, dating that would even require. Like how many people per week that works out to, and whether basic human scheduling even allows this to be true. And let's just say, the folks was skeptical. Some people treated it like obvious exaggeration and pure entertainment. Ray J has never exactly been known for subtle, careful statements. For a lot of fans, this felt like basic celebrity oversharing, which is ridiculous, attention-grabbing, and probably not meant to be taken as strict mathematical fact. Others were far less amused. A lot of criticism came from people asking why any grown man still thinks publicly flexing body count is impressive in 2026. Instead of looking like confidence, many felt it came off as immature, performative, and honestly kind of embarrassing. Some also pointed out that if a female celebrity made a similar claim, the public reaction would be completely different and far more judgmental. That double standard became part of the conversation, too. Then there's the timing. Ray J is already constantly attached to controversy, especially with the Kim Kardashian legal drama pulling his name back into headlines every few weeks. So some people believe this wasn't random oversharing at all, but rather a strategy. If you say something outrageous enough, then suddenly everyone is talking about you again. And to be fair, it worked, because whether people were laughing, criticizing, or opening calculators, they were paying attention. Sometimes the goal isn't respect, but relevance. So, if your headline gets millions of people arguing over basic arithmetic, you've definitely stayed relevant. And finally, the Musk versus Altman trial sounds less like a lawsuit and more like prestige TV. Most corporate lawsuits involve boring paperwork and expensive lawyers. This one apparently involves drugs, sex, betrayal, and enough billionaire ego to power a whole country. The Elon Musk versus Sam Altman legal battle is turning into one of the wildest courtroom dramas in tech history, and Page 6 described it like a prestige Netflix series nobody would believe if it were fictional. At the center of it is the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, going after Sam Altman over OpenAI, accusing the company of betraying its original nonprofit mission and turning into exactly the kind of profit machine it claimed it would never become. But the reporting also pulls in stories involving celebrity circles, private lifestyles, loyalty shifts, and boardroom betrayals that make the case feel far bigger than a normal business lawsuit. Supporters of Musk argue this is exactly the accountability OpenAI needs. They believe the company moved too far from its original purpose, and that Musk is exposing a serious issue about who controls artificial intelligence and how much power is concentrated behind closed doors. From that angle, this is a major fight over the future of technology. Others see it very differently. Critics argue that Musk himself has a long history of public feuds and messy exits, and they believe this case feels less like moral concern and more like personal resentment mixed with competitive frustration. To them, it looks like billionaire ego turning private disagreements into public theater. That's why the trial is pulling so much attention. People aren't just debating the law as such, because they're choosing sides between two of Silicon Valley's biggest personalities. And when one of those personalities is worth over $800 billion, subtlety was never going to be part of the plan. The public angle only makes it louder. Once stories involving big names, private parties, and personal betrayals enter the coverage, the internet stops looking at it like a tech lawsuit and starts treating it like rich people reality television. So it's basically Succession, but with AI.